Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we'll watch Super Eyepatch Wolf tackle Jake Paul. Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. This is Influencer Courses Are Garbage, the dark side of content creation. We already checked out the first half, and I gave up out of sheer pain the first time around because this is just hitting the hub of all of the horrible shit that's out there. I'm like, wow, this hurts. Why? And now we're going to Jake Paul, who I'm sure has done nothing that could possibly in any way, shape, or form just make me cringe in existential dread, which I didn't realize was a possibility until I started watching Super Eyepatch Wolf videos and realized, oh no, that's a feeling that does actually exist. And now I've experienced it. Yeah. I do this to myself willingly. I enjoy this. I'm weird. I get that. Yeah. Otherwise, you guys know the deal. Link below video. Hit it up. Let's get started. I'm subjecting myself to this intro again.
Okay, look, I know Jake Paul did a bad thing is easy territory on YouTube.
For example, I'm pretty sure Prime, his energy drink, is currently under investigation, so there's that. Or is it actually in court already? I don't quite know. It was too embarrassing to look up, but it very well might be. If I'm wrong, please correct me. It's less embarrassing this way. Actually, not embarrassing. It's like internal cringe reduced. There should be a meter on the screen somewhere, except at this point, it would just be at the top of the screen and staying there.
But he did! On January 2nd, 2018, social media
Sacred House?
thing, Jake Paul uploaded a video named Here's Why 2017 Was the Best Year of My Life.
2017. I don't even remember what kind of bullshit he pulled at this time, but oh god, he's been around almost 6 years. No, this is when he was already at the height of it too. That says vlogger on his inner thigh. Why? Oh, that's just leaves
As
my
per usual, Jake Paul displays all the flailing enthusiasm of a Muppet that's just dropped some acid and minted its first NFT.
I'm sorry, I'm Muppet. It just knew what. I was not expecting that. Well played, Super Eyepatch Wolf. Well played, but damn. There was a lot of descriptions I was thinking a Muppet on acid was not one of them.
The video is full of all the bizarre
I'm sorry, what the fuck? You know, the more I look at this image, the weirder and weirder it gets. The horse with the hoodie, the merch line with the mannequin, the fresco painted on the embossed ceiling of, I'm assuming, him or his brother, shirtless with a dog's head cape, or the fact that he looks like an absolute baby-faced child right here. It has very big, my daddy told me I'm a princess energy. It's not even him in the slightest, but it's the kind of energy I get off that. Or I'm using my daddy's credit card, and he calls me a princess. It's probably the horse doing it. It's definitely the horse.
bizarre aspirational living Paul and his ilk are known for. Jake prances around his mansion, he pilots high-class motor vehicles, he sits in chairs that don't make sense.
Am I the only one looking at this and going, that does not look comfortable? Also, their house is empty. Like, it's so unlived in. Gotta be honest, I've seen places that fit the size. Maybe, I don't actually know how big it is. They look much nicer. You know, people actually live in them.
But the kicker comes when he reveals that there is a way for you to have all this as well.
All you have to do is make a reaction video to Jake Paul and not want to end yourself by having made a reaction video to Jake Paul. I can't bring myself to that line. There's a lot of stupid shit I'll do. That's not one of them. It hurts. It just hurts. No.
I literally think I have one of the best jobs on the earth that I get to
I put my own stock music here because the stock music Jake uses keeps getting copyrighted. Oh God, of course he did.
do what I want, where I want, with who I want, and make a lot of money doing it. On the earth that I get to do what I want, where I want, with who I want, and make a lot of money doing it.
In context, I realize he's talking about a content creator. But that wasn't my first impression. Oh, come on. Who else was thinking? Did he just describe a whore? I'm not the only one thinking it, right? He gets to do whoever he wants, when he wants, and makes money. I mean, yes, but also, does that... I'm not going to ask who's the pimp in this relationship because that just gets way too dark, way too fast, considering I'm pretty sure his dad is his manager. Or way too accurate. I don't want to go into that right now.
I wanted you guys to be able to do it too. I spent hours and hours and hours developing something I call Edfluence. Edfluence is a course that you guys can take right now.
Is this actually how the ad went down? It's like they had so many takes, they just spliced together the ones he actually said words correctly. Unlike me, where I splice together all the ones where I never say words correctly. It's called the entire clip, one shot. I definitely fuck up every time.
How to do social media, secrets, tips, tricks, how to be a YouTuber, how to grow your channel. So you could even potentially be able to join Team 10. Go to edfluence.com right.
Why would you want that? And maybe it's a generational thing, maybe it's a audience thing, but like every time he says that, join Team 10, I'm just like, no, I hate the fact that I know what that is now, and I hate this. It's not even become rich, it's join Team 10, and then you get all the other bullshit that came with that. It's not even the worst one out there, but I only say that because there's a few stories about other creator houses, and yeah, the bar is set very low. It's do not do the crime. I'm not going to go into it because I don't think YouTube would appreciate more sensitive content, so I'm going to avoid that. But yeah, you can find out. I'd recommend not looking into it, though. It's just more soul-destroying if you do.
Right now.
From what I could glean, Edfluence costs $7 to join, which is okay,
yeah.
only to then sunk cost fallacy your ass into an additional $57 in order to access Jake Paul's inner circle.
Oh, it's literally a pyramid scheme, except there's no actual gain at any level, so it doesn't make it a pyramid scheme. It's just a flat-out scam. But as far as these types of things go, so far it's at the, that's kind of sleazy scale. It's like 57, 5, 7. It's bad, but it's not so bad I feel like repulsed yet, just dirty.
If you can't follow the roadmap, then there's just no chance you'll make it into Team 1000 or maybe even as a social media influencer. You know.
What did that say? Manipulate. Color or control or influence a person or situation cleverly, unfairly, or unscrupulously. The masses were deceived and manipulated by a tiny group. Twist someone around one's finger. The government tried to manipulate the situation. Yeah, he's manipulating them, all right. That's... It's the very easy thing of him having an audience who really wants to do that because he's very much taking advantage of a parasocial relationship to make people give him money for nothing. It's still sleazy. It's not horrible, just
already
sleazy
that
right
there
now.
are millions of Jake Paulers watching this right now, and if you wait on this, you'll probably...
Do they actually call themselves Jake Paulers?
miss your shot at 1,000.
Another opportunity that came with Jake Paul's Edfluence was the chance to join Team 1000, which, from what I could gather, was like a mini version of Paul's Team 10, designed for smaller creators and used as a feeder program to which they could then work with Jake Paul.
If this actually happened, it's scummy, but also not horrible. In fact, it's not even a bad idea to have a farm team for a major league team. That said, it's in a Super Eyepatch Wolf video. I'm going to assume that's not what happened, and what actually turned out was way more scumbaggery than I'm hoping.
And so, I knew what I needed to do.
What?
I would take Jake Paul's course. I would master his techniques, implement them into my own content, and use that content to infiltrate Team 1000, where I would climb its ranks until the day I could join Team 10 itself.
What the fuck, man? I mean, I knew he's insane because I saw the Garfield video, but I do not know what to say. This is a level of what the fuck I was not expecting to get to here. I was expecting soul-crushing horror and lack of humanity and just having it pointed in my face and go, see? This is a matter of I'm actually wondering if someone should have an intervention for Eyepatch Wolf at this point. Oh my god.
Where I'd work alongside all the greats. Dr. Snazzle Boots,
Who?
Anime Face, Big Surly Tim. Then
Oh, they're all just made
one
up, probably.
day, I would work with Jake Paul himself, and there I could look him in the eye and say, "Oh, what shit."
Doesn't work? Oh, thank god. On the other hand, isn't Jake Paul the one who now wrestles? No, sorry. He does MMA. Super Eyepatch Wolf does the more action-oriented wrestling, and in the sense that it looks more action-packed, even if it's less violent, technically, sort of, somewhat. It's more American wrestling. Yeah, let's call it that. I would really like to see who would win in that. Not in an actual MMA fight, but in a full-on cage match, over-the-top production wrestling match, like the WWE. My money's on Super Eyepatch Wolf because even the Leslie Bestington persona, I would root for because it's Jake Paul. Everyone would love to see that guy just get owned. I would actually want to watch that. Please tell me there's actually a petition to do that. Like, or there's some kind of fund to just sponsor it. I don't know, but if there is, let me know in the comments. I'm begging you.
The website, it's gone. It's been deleted.
Probably safer for you.
Oh, well, that was kind of meant to be this entire section. So
Thank God. Don't get me wrong. Seeing him flounder through that would be painful. Yep, that's all I'm going to say. It would just be painful. Interesting, but painful.
I'm not really sure what to put here anymore.
Did he apparently? Jake Paul, that is.
I want to make it clear that I genuinely have no issue with creators trying to sell you something or having a side hustle. In fact, I may try and sell you something quite soon, but there is a weird pattern with these courses. And to show you what I mean here, I want to talk about another nearly identical, I don't want to say scam, but
I'll say it, scam. It is a scam. Trying to sell, hey, here's all my knowledge, is a bullshit ripoff. There is none. You got lucky. He's already covered this. It's not as impressively painful as the... I was going to say scam again, but none of the psychics video. I can see why this was considered one of the spiritual successors, even if the martial arts once was the full-on successor.
I want to talk about Austin McBroom's How I Became a Millionaire course. McBroom being the head of the Ace family, an ultra-successful family vlog channel, which, you know, I'm not going to get into it because...
Oh, I've heard about them. Mostly because I'm pretty sure... Are they the ones that lost their kids? Oh... Maybe it's a different family who was doing horrible things and then didn't cut them out. Oh.
It's kind of an entirely different pint of spiders, but...
Pint of spiders. Thank you, Super Eyepatch Wolf, for a phrase that I'm never going to get out of my head and may or may not feature in my nightmares tonight. I appreciate that.
Not a fan. The Ace family videos are... They are insane. They are a level of aspirational living that genuinely makes me feel like I am experiencing a coma fantasy.
What?
But this is how these courses sell themselves. They want you to believe that this is what being an influencer is. Whether it's Ninja's $50,000 setup, Jake Paul's ridiculous...
Admittedly, it's at least a tasteful... I was going to make a joke here about something being tasteful, but frankly, I'm pulling a blank on this one. Ninja's setup, at least, I mean, yeah, $50,000 is insane there, but if you go down to this, you can more or less steal his entire setup right now for, admittedly, ooh, that's an ultra wide over a year ago. That's actually very nice. Still very expensive, But if you take out most of the lighting behind it and just the actual electronics, it's probably only $10,000, which admittedly is more than I would ever pay on anything like this. I mean, dear fucking God, that's with me on YouTube saying it could be a business expense I could write off. And I'm sitting looking at this going like, fuck no. For anyone else who doesn't literally have a good way to do that, no. $50,000 is mostly the background, I'm assuming, or just having someone build up. It can't be. That might actually be the microphone. Depending on what microphone he has, that $50,000 could almost entirely be the microphone. I doubt it, but there are mics that get that expensive and cameras that get that expensive. Especially the cameras. Oh, dear God, the $100,000 cameras, man. I don't even. Yeah, I made the mistake of looking it up. It's, they're good. You don't need it.
Jake Paul's ridiculous child mansion, or the Ace family's illusion of a perfect family life. No matter how...
The fuck? I'm sorry, it looks like they're about to sell me, like, men's perfume. I know it's cologne, but no, let's call it what it is. Manly perfume. It is going to be like Dior or I don't know any other brands because that's the one my wife seems to like. I don't know if she's buying it for me and I've just been ignoring it, or it's the one she likes. I probably should know the difference the next time she asks me, though. Note to self, look that up. But this is weird.
Divorced from reality, that illusion is.
Ooh, look at my hair.
No.
Good thing I don't have to. No, I'm gonna say it. Good thing I don't have to be on camera today.
Okay.
God.
Okay.
My hair looks fucked up. I would not film like this. On camera. Ooh, look at my hair.
No.
Good thing I don't have to. No, I'm gonna say it. Good thing I don't have to be on camera today.
Okay.
God.
Okay.
My hair.
It's a good thing I've never accidentally left anything embarrassing in the video because I could not empathize with this otherwise, and I can't, so... Admittedly, this is the kind of comment I'm actually okay with, just talking about bad hair days. Yeah.
My hair looks fucked up. I would not film like this. So just go.
Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Hey, Ace family!
But regardless, it's the
That's so
promise
cringy,
of that illusion that McBroom is trying to sell you with this course.
And at the time, I was going through depression because my basketball dreams came to an end. But God opened.
That's it? Dude, people with depression are like, I had a bad thing happen. It's not, oh, the unrealistic goal I wasn't any good at doesn't pan out. Ugh. I know people with depression. It's not, I had a bad day. It's, this is a great day. Why do I feel horrible? I mean, it's different for everyone, but that's one of the more annoying ones. And you're like, my dream of having an unreasonably wealthy lifestyle based on throwing a ball in a circle doesn't work out. Admittedly, if you can, great. If you can't, okay, yeah, sure, that's most people. It's normal. And I'm just, ugh. Huh. I just realized something. I am looking back on the Jake Paul videos that we already just got exposed to and going, maybe they weren't so bad. I don't like this feeling. Make it stop.
Opened up another door, and so we fast forward.
And we were unlucky enough not to throw you out of it. I hate how I actually like his house style. I like unique architecture that isn't very cookie cutter and something that looks like this, even if I probably would hate to actually live in it itself because it would be incredibly bland. It looks nice. Why does the car look like it's CGI'd in? It's probably the blur.
Now this is my home, my dream home. We all have done it through the power of social media. View the secrets to social media and to help you accomplish your dreams.
I knew what I had to do.
Oh no.
I would take Austin's course.
Is it also down?
I would use it.
It's
to
also down, isn't it?
infiltrate the Ace family dynasty, where I would climb it.
The joke is going to be that it's down. Also, wouldn't that imply that he'd have to have a kid that he'd shamelessly exploit to show that he's like richer and better than everyone? Oh yeah, that's basically televangelists. It's literally the televangelist thing, just without the preaching.
Ranks, master all its techniques,
Also down.
and then one
for
day
it.
I
Wait for
would
it.
stand beside Austin and say, "For fuck,
Hold it!"
really, this one's gone too." This one's gone. You can't take it. Okay, well then I don't know what I'm meant to do now. So, what can we learn from Jake and Austin's course aside from
That one seems even scummier than the other.
the avalanche of terrible reviews? Well, honestly, nothing, because I couldn't take these courses myself and so can't really pass judgment on them. At least that's what I would say if Jake Paul had not done the most insane thing he possibly could have. He did the exact same thing again. In a scene that, if depicted as the opening of a dystopian sci-fi novel, I would consider it a...
I'm sorry, he was in a crowd, they're throwing money down, and the sign is, ideas are shit without execution. Spelled like that, wouldn't that imply they're killing the ideas, though? I'm probably just misreading. That's a C. No, they are. That is a stupid sign. Execution with a C. Maybe I'm just misreading. Maybe I'm just going to pretend that that's the execution of carrying it out, as opposed to execution as in I will now make it unalived. Yeah, I'm just going to pretend and fully convince myself that it's just me reading it that way.
Consider it a bit on the nose. Jake Paul announced his financial freedom movement by shooting $1 bills out of a cannon onto a rabid audience of adults and children, with slogans like "School sucks, start a YouTube channel."
So this is not just a course. You're going to get certified better than a college degree.
It's better.
Here's how the first...
I mean, if they're talking about philosophy majors, that's an accurate way to look at it. The only future for a philosophy major is realizing that they now exactly know how dark their own financial situation is and can describe it in very philosophical ways. Or they teach in college. That's really only the two ways it goes. Everything else has a path, not philosophy.
lesson starts.
This is real great. I'm so excited. So basically...
I'm sorry, did that say who drinks toilet water? This is normally what I would go back to find out, but I don't want to.
You guys, as the audience, are going to have to choose between me, Dennis, and Armani on who has to drink the toilet water. So make your decision below. This is just an example.
And people watch this. I'm sorry, I'm just dying on the outside a little. The inside is already very fucked up, so that doesn't really change much. But the joke here is, hey, one of those drink toilet water. So either they live in a very dirty place where the loser's really getting screwed over, or it doesn't matter. You know, someone with actual decent hygiene. The only way they can verify it's horrible is if they show things. I don't... No.
Example of hooking in the audience, because now you guys are engaged and you guys want to see what's going on.
Things do not
No, we don't. Well, actually, some of his fans probably do, and that's more disturbing, but I'm not part of his audience, no.
get better from here. The course itself is a series of multiple choice questions in between which Paul espouts life lessons and social media know-how.
This was the course? I thought it was just a non sequitur. So it's literally just gaming the algorithm to get involvement, because that's how YouTube works. This hurts.
How, with all the confidence of a nervous 8-year-old attempting to recount the plot of Neon Genesis Evangelion.
See, that's not fair. No one can actually recount the plot of Evangelion. It's just shit fucked up daddy issues. I know what I said. The more you think about it, the more right that becomes for multiple characters.
And then you need the meat of the video to just be great content and fast-paced.
I don't even... They just kept in there with the guy swaying awkwardly while he's not sure what he's saying, and it's like, it's got to make the video great, and then you have a great video. My God, the philosopher of our times, specifically a really bad one. I don't even. Why is this? Why am I subjecting myself to this? And why am I enjoying it? And why am I fucked up enough to enjoy this? This is a much more introspective video than I thought, for all the reasons I didn't want.
Or give people a reason from start to finish to watch to the end. That's why you see people doing these challenges where they win money at the end of the video.
Better than a call.
Yeah, you're doing it here. Also, Mr. Beast does it as well, and it's really fun because he's actually doing it well. It's the basic concept between shows like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That one show where they pick briefcases up. I haven't watched cable TV in literally years. I don't know what they are out there anymore. And Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is from the 2000s when it just happened to be on. But basically, hey, win money. Prize. Cool. Some might fail. It's the very generic concept. I just realized that's a Lego molding on it. Yeah, that's actually interesting.
It's better.
The production quality is terrible, there's editing mistakes and cuts in the wrong places.
I don't really care like that you guys went to the dentist, but if you said something like, see how my tooth got ripped out at the dentist, then all of a sudden people are gonna want to click in and
Paul comes across as somehow an even shittier human than normal, especially
honestly, this looks very human. It doesn't look shitty. It's more he's giving very generic, stupid advice compared to some of the shit he's pulled. I'll give him a pass on this one. Not going to question what they consider the fun spot, but I'm assuming it is a place you don't bring a black light into.
especially in one moment of business wisdom where he talks about how he underpaid his manual workers while overcharging for their services.
I actually did that when I was in the landscaping business with my landscaping company. I would charge the homeowner $30 an hour per person that was working there, and I would pay my workers $10 an hour. I'd be making $20 for their work every.
I really hope one of his former employees was watching this video, because that's the kind of thing where you could sue him. I mean, criminally, it's more scumbaggery and bad business practices, and maybe take it to small claims court, but that's the kind of thing you have now in evidence why he can get fucked up. Also, I left my microphone on while recording. You can hear my shock at the end. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, my entire point is, yeah, no wonder Prime's being investigated.
Every hour. That's how.
What? But the lecture I really want to focus on is the one I think most people,
Also, I realized what his entire lecture came down to. Get rich, do crime! You know, I earlier said the Ace family was the one that made me feel more scumbaggery. I didn't realize we were getting a double dipping of Jake Paul, making it worse. Isn't this fun? Are you not entertained? It's just gonna get worse. There's still more. It will get worse.
especially children, will get bored and skip to the lecture on how to go viral online, which is not given by
his
Jake,
audience is mostly
but
children.
these men whose names I don't know and refuse to learn. So, how does one go viral?
We have generic 90s Adidas model, specifically the feet. And we have generic, we need a punk in an 80s movie that's not actually that intimidating, but maybe a little more harsh than Disney would normally put it. And I do mean a Disney villain. Come on, look at this guy and doesn't tell me. He looks like someone who would be an extra in Power Rangers as a random thug in the background, who they have to overcome, but out of costume. Oh my, I don't even, this is... I did not know cringe was an actual fashion accessory, but all of this, it's like physical cringe. Like if you touch it to someone, then they just recoil without understanding of what just happened.
Online. Well, like this.
Yo, so I want to paint my mansion. And then I was like, what do you want to do?
Just paint it. You want to graffiti the entire thing.
And I get a call from Logan.
Okay, so
Logan was literally like, hey, I just bought a mansion.
Their audio is so bad. Like, I have no reason to talk about this, but it's like they didn't realize their microphone needs to be closer. And they're just thinking like, it's a big empty room with not much in it, and we're way too far away. Who needs echoes? It helps reverberate the sound and make it louder. I see what he means by there's being bad production value. I just...
Can you come paint some of my house? And I was like, yeah, dude, when I'm done. But Logan was like, yo, eventually my brother's going to want you to paint for him. He's like, actually, everyone's going to want you to paint for them. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, cool. So he dropped a course while I was here painting called Edfluence course. And so Jake walked in and he's like, you're taking my course. And I was like, yeah, there's like good stuff in there. But anyway, so the very first thing I did after watching Edfluence was I ordered a dunk tank, parked in front of Jake's house, filled it with water, sat in it, and didn't say a word. And I wouldn't give him the balls until I hit 50,000 followers.
Anyone who's watching this video can do the exact same thing. It doesn't matter what you look like, who you are, where you're from. You just have to get started.
Yeah, get a dunk tank and wait for people to follow you. I don't even want to fuck you. You want good advice? Have fun. Yeah, it'll take a while. Might not grow a lot. But if you're doing this for money, YouTube doesn't really do that unless you're obsessive compulsive. Look at Mr. Beast. And even him, he took a long time. He's an OG YouTuber. He's been along for a huge amount of time. If he gives advice, he actually gives good advice. And he'll just randomly put up shorts of it and videos about it on top of the ones where he actually does it for other creator sites. And his advice is actually really good and very hard to follow because a lot of it does come down to, here are the steps you need to take. They are going to suck, but you need to time manage it in such a way. He's fascinating in that aspect. Here, though, it's like, I can tell the earlier stuff Super Eyepatch Wolf talked about how these are people who have no idea what the fuck they're saying is very obvious. I feel like I just need to go touch grass already. We're not done, but I feel like I need to.
If you want to have a financially free life.
Okay, let's summarize here. This is how you go viral. 1. Get hired to paint a mansion. I actually misspoke when I shot this bit. Step 1 should read, have a mansion and spray paint it. Okay, is that cool? Okay, moving on. 2.
How to go viral. Don't need to go viral. It's like how to be born a millionaire. Be born a millionaire. How to steal from a bank. Admittedly, that one just become a banker, but details.
Have that mansion go viral. 3. Have internet celebrity Logan Paul see that mansion and ask you to spray paint his mansion. 4. Have Logan Paul's weirder, creepier little brother Jake Paul ask you to spray paint his mansion.
Wait, Jake Paul is the creepier one? Honestly, I cannot keep those guys straight. I've probably been referencing the wrong one who's in boxing at this point, and honestly, it's one of those things where I know I'm wrong, and there's part of me that wants to correct it, but then the rest of me is like, then I have to remember who's who. And putting that much thought forward about this, no. There's lines I'm not willing to cross, and this is apparently mine. It's a stupid line, but it's one I'm going to stick to.
5. Stay in Jake Paul's mansion and take Jake Paul's Edfluence course.
Although you literally have your own mansion, and it doesn't matter in the slightest.
In Jake Paul's kitchen, and then have Jake Paul walk in on you taking it. 6. Buy a dunk tank. 7. Set up outside Jake Paul's mansion. 8. Do not relinquish balls to dunk tank until virality has been achieved.
And all of that would be relying on passive views from Jake Paul, probably just having in the background like, this idiot's still in front of my house. Or Logan Paul or whatever. I don't even this is... I hate everything about this. It causes physical pain. I mean, is this literally the visual equivalent of an enema? Because this kind of feels like it's just going right in there.
What the fuck are we doing?
Okay, look, Jake
No, I'm with them
Paul,
on that one.
Austin McBroom, I'm not doing anything new by pointing out that these courses are bad and that these people are... We'll leave it at questionable. But if you're in the...
That's nice. I would go for actively criminal, considering he actually copped to it in a video. Admittedly, small claims court, and they could probably get a little bit of money, but maybe more in just the entire fact of if they can win in small claims court, they're still limited to something of a small detail. But on the other hand, might be worth it.
the corner of YouTube to the point that you're actually watching this video, it's important to remember we are the minority here. There are millions of people who look at the lives of Jake Paul and the Ace family and want so badly to believe it's real.
See that's the part where my just worldview is like, hey, remember having faith in humanity? No, it's gone. It's gone.
Believe it's something obtainable, who will overlook every red flag and every warning sign. And a lot of those people are children.
Yeah, they are. It's like YouTube did a lot of weird shit when it came to the child-friendly guidelines. But on the other hand, then you have stuff like this, and I'm just going, you know what? Maybe they have a point. It's like, yeah, it's bad. But then this. They've got me to the point where I'm looking at YouTube's heavy-handed enforcement of just random BS and going, if Jake Paul and Logan Paul weren't some of their golden boys who they kind of ignore all wrongs for, including certain forced videos, this would probably have a lot more impact.
Just Google Team 1000 on YouTube and you'll get kids speaking and acting like Jake Paul, convinced that this course is their first step to actually working with Jake Paul.
Oh God, it was around long enough for this to happen? I don't want to see this part. I know it's going to hurt. What? Oh, no. It's the psychic videos all over again. It's people conned into believing a con man and then loving it because the alternative hasn't even hit them yet.
I don't know what else to say about him. I mean, it's just amazing, guys. Like, I'm not kidding. Dude, those courses are really helping out. Thank you so much for those courses. And I really hope to meet you one day, Jake. And you also have a possible chance of joining Team 10. There's a new thing called Team 1000. There's more stuff coming out on the website.
And the fact that these kids are young enough that I had to blur these images should tell you the kind of fucked up nature of what we're actually dealing with here. Because when these courses don't work out, when these children are left with the cold, indifferent nightmare of unsuccessfully pursuing social media fame, they're gonna think it's their fault.
Nothing to say, just pissed.
They're going to think that something is wrong with them, and I think that's really shameful. I think as creators, we have a much greater responsibility to our audience than that. At this point, I've been researching online courses for a couple of weeks, and it's around here that something really strange started to happen.
Oh no. No, don't get worse. Don't get worse. Please don't get worse. The creator YouTube growth plan. Family Feud, piggybacking. This is a minute rule. What?
My social media feeds began to flood with advertisements for different online influencer courses.
Because the algorithm recognized that he was looking into this type of content, so it's going to feed him this type of content, which is how you get stuck into bubbles here. It's also why if you randomly just do something out of the blue that has no impact what you're doing, and then just do like 3 or 4 videos of it, you'll suddenly get a few of them in your feed. If you do it for just a week solid of just that on one channel, you're going to get a ton of that. Because it's trying to give you things you want to stay on to keep clicking. So if you keep looking into how to become a social millionaire, you're going to get a lot of scam videos because they will keep giving you what you're looking for. Because if they give you something that isn't a scam, you're not going to click on it because you're that kind of fucking idiot. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Self-destructive fucking idiot.
Courses, I became curious. What were these courses?
TikTok mastery.
What advice did they give?
Unfair.
Who was running them? These questions led me to a decision that was perhaps in hindsight a very foolish one.
What did you do?
You see, I didn't just take 1 or 2 of these courses. I took 11. And my conclusion...
Oh, so unlike the previous bullshit ones, he actually got into these. I mean, they're like 5-minute things. Did he take an entire year on this video? Oh God, he probably did.
Is that trying to become an influencer by taking these courses
is useless?
Is like trying to become an astronaut by staring at a postcard with a picture of a little cartoon rocket ship on it.
Honestly, I'd give more credence to the rocket ship idea just because it's aspirational. And, you know, you could eventually become an astronaut, as opposed to any of these courses where you're shooting yourself in the dick. If you don't have one, they will give you an honorary one. Somehow manage to tie in nerve endings and then let you commit the same amount of pain to yourself.
The next several weeks, I spent dozens of hours and hundreds of dollars taking different online influencer courses. I am now going to save you that time and money by telling you the same 4 steps every one of these courses is built off.
Ooh, let me guess. Give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money.
1. Create multiple videos a week. 2. Use special internet secrets to beat the YouTube algorithm. 3. Use the analytics from those videos to decide all future videos. 4. Repeat until...
So it's literally make videos. YouTube secrets can be summed up as do what is popular and then look at what people like you and which is popular at the same time and do more of that. My God, do what people like. Who would have thought that would be the... It's still not as bad as give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money, but it comes out to about the damn same outcome.
Until famous, rich, or both. This is what I call the slot machine approach to YouTube. And it sounds pretty good, right?
I mean, if you take out secrets and just make it popular things that you enjoy doing, it's actually good advice. Hell, step number 3 is actually really useful using analytics. I wouldn't say decide all future videos because that becomes really slotted really fast. And create multiple video a week is absolute bullshit. Just do whatever people watching you seem to enjoy. You can have 1 video a month, but if you're consistent about that 1 month or 1 video a week, and if you're consistent about it, that's great. Consistency is more important than overall quality. Actually, no, quality is more important than overall consistency. Because of 1 really bad video, but that's more right now. Maybe a year ago that policy wasn't in place yet. Hard to tell.
Right? Well, it is. Or at least it would be if it wasn't complete fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
I genuinely despise this approach to making YouTube videos, and I think it's worth
formulaic
taking some
and you'll burn
time
out.
and exploring why. This is probably going to sound corny to a lot of people, but to me, YouTube videos are a little piece of who you are.
Okay, I get... Oh, it's what he's doing, so that's why he's bringing up Baki, because these are things he enjoys.
And what you care about compressed into video form and shot across the internet. Is that an overly idealistic way of looking at it? Probably, but it's the truth and how I've been making videos for 7 years. I didn't spend 5 weeks of my life making a fake documentary on Space Jam 2 because I thought it would get views. I did it.
Wait, there was a fake documentary he made on Space Jam 2? Why didn't I know about this? I'm actually the kind of idiot who would enjoy that. Also, I didn't realize there was a Space Jam 2 unless that's a joke, and there wasn't one. Yeah, I probably would have heard about it. There actually was a second one, and it wasn't horrible. It starred LeBron James. It was just really, really panda, somehow making the original look like a cinematic masterpiece by comparison.
It because I really loved the idea of that thing existing. And to me, that's the only way good art gets made. But these courses, It's not about creating art. It's not about making things of value. It's about making videos with the express purpose of generating views and making numbers get bigger. And I really encourage you not to approach YouTube or any piece of social media this way.
Yeah, literally. I know I've said this in this video, in the last video, in multiple random videos. The best way to approach YouTube is, are you having fun? If no, stop. If yes, good. If anything else happens to come of it, neat. Don't focus on it. It really doesn't help.
The only reason you should make a YouTube video is if you feel you have something to say. And the only reason you should pursue becoming a full-time content creator is if
what you have to say is liked by enough people that you already have the money coming in. If you don't already have the money coming in, it's a stupid idea. Because nothing kills drives to actually make fun videos or even to enjoy it, like, oh shit, I'm not going to eat tomorrow. That is a horrible situation. Do not do that.
if enough people want to see you say that thing. And unfortunately, as we've discussed, that is only going to apply to a very small percentage of people. But here,
I mean, he just said it was like in the millions, I think, somewhere around here. Yeah, it was right around here, I think. Yeah. 114 million. I think that was just the accounts, maybe? No, I think it was even higher than that. The numbers are insane in a sense that I did not even understand when I got into this. And I just mean his video or anything at all, so goddamn, man.
here's the thing. These courses ignore that reality. Instead, they present these ridiculous roadmaps and step-by-step methodologies that are advertised as things like explosive organic growth hacks or search engine optimization techniques.
Yeah, put the title, make it useful. Done. Also, it's something I absolutely fail at because I'm horrible at titles, but that's just my own issue.
But what they inevitably always are is a man in front of a whiteboard explaining trending topics, thumbnails, titles, and tags. And
yeah, you can get that anywhere. YouTube has a how-to page on it, and it's actually the same information.
How you should ask people to like and subscribe to your channel, which I don't do because I think that's silly. All in service of one of the most...
It is, but I hate how it does actually have an effect, and I can see it on videos where I remember to do it. There is actually a jump up in people subscribing and liking. If I say, hey, share this video, it does actually happen, and I just feel dirty. It's like legitimately dirty. You know, it's not just taking a shower now or touching grass. I just need to find a way to bring grass into the shower and shower on the grass because I feel that dirty. Oh, just might backfire, might be a little muddy, but you know, at this point, that's an upside.
Most wildly misunderstood concepts on the internet, and that is the YouTube algorithm. The YouTube...
Also, just for anyone who doesn't know, the YouTube algorithm is bullshit. It changes frequently, and admittedly, it's better than it used to be. It used to be all over the place. Lately, it's just been very simple to understand. It's like, hey, I'm not even sure about a year. This was a year ago, right? At least a year ago. I don't remember what it was at because it does change. Right now, it's a matter of, okay, did you share it? Neat. Are they watching a long time? Neat. Big numbers go higher. Small numbers can stay about the same until it kind of levels off. It's not actually bad. It's kind of fair right now. I don't mind it, actually.
YouTube algorithm is a massively complex system processing millions of pieces of data every second, and through those calculations decides what videos get pushed to people.
Actually, no, there was one time where it hallucinated. I had a random video from a couple years ago that suddenly had 1,000 views in the course of an hour and then none, and I don't know what the hell was going on. Yeah, that was just weird. It hasn't happened again. I just randomly did that. I don't get it either.
People's feeds and what don't. And so the fantasy of being able to control it and gain untold riches and fame is a powerful one, but it is a fantasy.
And as soon as you got used to it, why does it say Go Satan? Is this from a live action? Don't say it. Just don't say it, Airier. Don't say it. I was going to reference something that would have pained me, but it was related to Dragon Ball, and I'm going to leave it at that. And I just know there's no live action Dragon Ball that ever happened.
Well, your videos do isn't just dependent on your video, but the tens of thousands of other videos being uploaded.
What the fuck? It was actually Dragon Ball. Still not as bad as the one I was fearing.
In that same time frame. And the thing is, we don't actually know what criteria YouTube...
Ooh, hey, Demon Slayer, neat. John Oliver, Doom, Mass Shoot. Oof, that sounds like it would be dark. Why do I feel like I recognize that game, but I can't remember it?
Uses to pick one video over another. We know that watch time is certainly a factor, but is...
Actually, it seems like it's a mix of watch time compared to click-through ratio and shares. Shares, of course, are the most important because if you bring someone into the site from outside of the site, that is literally just catnip to YouTube right now. If 10 people share a video, you see 1,000% increase for the 10 people, that is. It's insane. That's just how many people they show the video to. If they show the video to 1,000 people, but only one person clicks it, they're going to not share it to 1,000 people. But if they share it to 1,000 people and 100 people click it, that is a very large conversion for YouTube numbers because usually they're very low. The higher that percentage from showing it to someone to click through is, the more they'll start to show it. It's just looking at my own analytics. Whenever something has a lot of views and a high click-through rate, usually the numbers keep getting shared. It's just kind of how YouTube works. It's weird. I don't know why it's that way. I don't know when it'll change. I don't really care because I just like, ooh, big numbers look good. And I move on because it's just easier. Also, oh, that's Maximilian Dude. I've had so many people show me his videos. I need to get around to watching, but he does a lot of fighting games. I don't get those.
That really useful information make videos that people want to watch. And as for titles, thumbnails, hashtags, and other metadata, people will claim they know how to control this stuff. They will show you charts and graphs to prove it. But correlation does not equal causation. And how much these techniques actually work, we cannot...
Oh, hey, that's Boy in the Band. I actually recognize him. Is that... I don't know which song specifically, though.
No, and never will, and I believe that's very much by design. YouTube wants to keep this information opaque for the simple reason that if someone actually did discover a legitimate algorithm hack, it would destroy YouTube.
The funny thing is, they were actually brought to court about this as one of their trade secrets. They absolutely refused to provide any information in court, and then they had their lawyers contest it. I don't actually remember what happened with that case. That's on me for not following up. I think it was also in Europe. Maybe that's why I didn't follow up too much. Oh, also, I recognize that one. Little V. Really good covers. And Angry Joe. Neat.
People would catch on nearly immediately, flooding YouTube with thousands of low-effort videos emulating that hack in the most time...
Ooh, that guy, he does a lot of covers of songs, and he's a music producer. Can't remember his name, but I watch the channel often. It's nice. And sorry, it's probably the obvious comparison right now. Spiffing Brit, his birthday smash, which was literally just hacking YouTube's algorithm, but then actively showing as it worked and hopefully patching it immediately because it was done in a really stupid way. Yeah, he actually has succeeded, and it did do a lot of stupid covers, but it worked, and that's weird in the first place.
Efficient way possible, drowning our feeds in an endless grey sludge of near identical videos that would just make us want to turn off YouTube, which is ultimately the opposite of YouTube's goal. Making this infinitely more complicated is that the algorithm is constantly evolving. In 2012, YouTube switched from measuring view counts to measuring watch time, which completely transformed the platform, decimating...
Although it does seem like it is changing from just watch time to a mix of watch time, view count, and conversion from, well, like what I mentioned before, the conversion rate, basically. There's a word for it. I'm just pulling a blank on it, even though I literally just said that word maybe like 10 minutes ago.
dominant video categories like animated shorts and top 10 lists, and giving rise to new longer form content like Let's Plays, until the rise of Twitch gave audiences a more direct, interactive way to consume that style of content, which, at least in theory, caused YouTube to de-emphasize Let's Plays, meaning that any new creator hoping to start a Let's Play channel in 2022 is...
Honestly, though, this is going to sound weird, but I thought Twitch was before 2020. Like, am I just crazy about that? Ooh, hit my mic. I'm not the only one doing that, right? Stress, this is part speculation. The nature of the stuff makes it difficult to say anything with 100% certainty. Yeah. I mean, it really comes down to is the big thing about YouTube live streams is, do you have an audience that just wants to deal with you live? Do it. Yeah. I mean, I put all my stuff on a second channel when I remember to do it. And I frequently forget I do it that way. And then my algorithm gets a little effed up. For a while there, if you put out a live stream and it didn't do well, it would hold it against all your normal content. And then they deselected that. And I think it's back. I don't even know at this point. It's not worth finding out. The best way to take from this is do what you enjoy. There are probably going to be more examples of people who didn't do that, though.
Already dead in the water. And that
There's also a
evolution
lot
is
of
still happening every hour, every second. As soon as you hear about a trending video type or topic, there is likely thousands of...
Admittedly, I actually really like this format of videos when it gets into things that I know a little about, but I want to know more about actively. These are a really good format. The iceberg, for anyone who doesn't know, it's like, here's the things you know, and then here's the things you get as you I was going to say become corrupted, but actually that's perfectly accurate. As you become corrupted by the insert any fandom here. Frankly, they're not bad when done well. That done well part is not always the case, and that's annoying.
Other creators making videos to fit that criteria. And yes, some of those will get popular, but you have to think of the dozens, the hundreds, the thousands that don't. As YouTube...
Big Chungus Iceberg explained. Admittedly, this one is so stupid I might actually want to check it out.
YouTube is waiting for the precise moment those video topics or types stop getting attention before it stops recommending them in favor of the next big trends. And
a lot of that is also just based on, are people searching for it? Yes. So it's kind of like earlier when he mentioned his ad or his feed became completely filled with these, I was going to call them self-help, but let's be honest, it's what they are. They're self-help YouTube videos. If you keep searching for this kind of content, you get a ton of it until, like he said, you want to turn it off because that's all you get. And then it dies off because it happens to a lot of people en masse because a lot of people really loved it until they really didn't. I mean, there's way more to it than that, but that's kind of basically how it works. Overabundance, starvation.
Even more fucked up is it's not even humans making those decisions anymore. YouTube's algorithm has been a machine learning AI since 2015.
Wait, it was since 2015? Holy shit, that's actually way older than I thought. I thought it was going to be sometime around 17 or 18. Huh. Wow. I wonder how many times they've hallucinated completely and utterly. And not just on random things where it decides, hey, you were swearing in this video. Admittedly, I mean, I usually am, but sometimes it pulls up things like, really? In the first 5 minutes? But I didn't actually swear there. I mean, 5 minutes later, I said everything you said about, but not there. I swear a lot. I just can't do that. It's a thing. I don't have any control over it.
One that is constantly readjusting itself around countless variables. Everything from what videos are being uploaded to large-scale geopolitics to what hot new video game release is out this week.
Elden
Ring?
And
sometimes in ways that are so unpredictable and bizarre that not even YouTube itself seems to be able to control it.
And that part I actually do know. It's something that I'm not sure if he's referencing directly, excuse me, but in the court file I said earlier, part of what they didn't want to give away in the algorithm was so their stated reason of what he said, that they didn't want someone to be able to basically slide it in their favor. But also when they asked further questions, they said that sometimes they don't understand their own decisions. I need to find what this court case was. I know it was in Europe somewhere for regulatory reasons, but If anyone knows what I'm talking about here, let me know. It's going to bug me now because I remember reading about it and going, oh, that's really fascinating. And then I got distracted and like all things, squirrel brain just went away. Bugging me though because I remember it and I just can't place it.
As you saw in the late 2010s when some bizarre algorithmic quirk resulted in alt-right nut jobs getting platformed. And look, everything I've just talked about, that is all based off my own experiences and observations. I can't claim that any...
And that was also based on the same problem as everything before. There was a bunch of those guys looking for that same kind of content, so it was pushed to everyone. But because a lot of people were suddenly looking for it en masse, it tried to push it to a bigger audience to see if maybe there was some take there. It's just annoying because it does snowball.
Any of this is 100% true, but that's the thing. No one can, including these courses. And the only difference between me and them is I'm not trying to make you believe something in the hopes of charging you money.
$300 or two for $400. I was like, the total value is over $3,000. It's almost $4,000, but we're gonna cut off an entire zero and make it only $300 for you. You lucky, lucky son of a bitch who has no idea the value of money. Ugh. Yeah, I hate that he pulled up this image. I hate everything about this. This is pain, and this is a ripoff. It's one of the reasons that as bad as the Jake Paul stuff got, it wasn't that bad. Because again, kids.
For it later. You can't understand the YouTube algorithm because not even YouTube understands the YouTube algorithm. It is an infinitely massive, complex, and ever-evolving set of systems decided by robots made to be as opaque as possible, and yet this is the system these courses base themselves off. They want you to pick a niche and write whatever topics are trending within that niche, but this is only the beginning, because from here, the next step is to dive into your channel's analytics.
And once again, we've reached the part of every Super Eyepatch Wolf video where I debate if maybe trying to become a professional sword eater without training is a worthwhile opportunity change. And like all times, I'm just going to stop here because that idea is getting very tempting and I have no idea how that would turn out, but I have a very sneaky suspicion the answer would be probably YouTube worthy, but I'm not going to go that far. All joking aside though, man, I expected it to be bad. I expected the Jake Paul stuff to just, and the Logan Paul stuff to just punch me in the dick. And it did! I was not disappointed. I was, unfortunately, very much confirming exactly what I thought would happen. And that sucks. The fact that they brought up the Ace family and didn't touch on some of the even creepier shit they did. Okay, nice. Unless I am thinking about a different family, in which case, it's not them, it's just some other family who had lost their kids because they made horrible videos that kind of exposed them as being monsters. Lovely. As I can't speak today. Next time, he's going to deep dive into the analytics, which admittedly has some information behind it to tell you, hey, people like this. Maybe you should do that. If that's the takeaway, nice. But I'm assuming since this is a Super Eyepatch Wolf video, people are going to fuck that up and tell kids, most likely, the absolute worst way possible to interpret it that's going to absolutely destroy them in ways that we haven't figured out yet. But he has because it's in the video and it's going to hurt. Do I know that for a fact? Considering all previous videos that aren't wrestling? Yes. And I'm unfortunately accurate with that usually. I enjoy this. I enjoy his videos. I like his deep dives. They hurt, but they're fascinating. Going back to the original premise of I'm weird, apparently. Yeah. Otherwise, you guys know the deal. There's a link below to the original video. Hit it up. It's Super Eyepatch Wolf. You know he's good. Do that. I'll see you guys in the next one when I convince myself to maybe find a fifth of Jack and see just how much I can get through before reality catches up to me. Unfortunately, I did this one sober, so that's on me. I'll try and remember next time. Either way, I'll see you guys then. Adios.